Peace, family. Peace, peace, peace. I only talk about things that I have been through, grew through, okay, or either in, okay. So when I say it doesn't matter how much you perhaps say work out, right? If the inside of your physique are not on the same exact or not in the same exact alignment, you will continuously get the same from life. Okay. Um and you can have your spiritual awakening because sometimes we think like, oh well, I hear people talking about they had a spiritual awakening, just became more enlightened, right? Oftentimes we think like, oh well, that's just gonna solve everything, honey. No, that actually brings stuff up more. You become more aware of the way that you are showing up. Okay. And this comes from, I was, debating if I should do this video or not. Okay. And a few years ago, right? And talk about the lessons that you tend to learn, right? A few years ago, I had found out that my youngest children's father got into a relationship, right? And at first, when I found out it was from my daughter, and I was like, I asked him, he said no, he wasn't in a relationship. And then a few months later went past, he told me he was in a relationship, the same one that my youngest daughter told me he was in. And I felt some type of way, because I was like, gosh, you must be was doing this while you and I was together. But that's neither here nor there. So anywho, as time went on, I was doing the work on myself, doing, focusing on my workouts, focusing on me evolving, just becoming a better person, right? And what I noticed was, like me and him would still have relations, right? And I still was willing to come second. Okay, that's the truth. I still was willing to come second. And I was like, you know what? You're working out, you're doing all this stuff, but it's a part of you that is still have some insecurities. It's a part of you that feel like you have to entertain this, right? And a part of me was, I kind of felt, and I would use excuses like, oh well, the girl, she knew that, me and him was in a relationship when she was messing with him, and he was living with me and all this other stuff. But the truth of the matter is, what was my part, right? And how was I showing up? And it was a few telltale signs, although he was in a relationship, he would do certain, like he would bring me, like for Valentine's Day, he brought me chocolates, right? And actually no, it was flowers, but it was like from, he had the flowers delivered and it had like my children's name on there, right? It was like little things like that. Or what I noticed was, sometimes if you're not doing the work on yourself, right? Or even if you are doing the work and you just don't want to face what it is, or take accountability and responsibility of, there's more work that needs to be done, right? And what wound up happening was, it almost seemed like every time I would focus on myself, or or get caught up on enjoying life. And this is the thing when I say, whatever you chase after, it runs further from you. Or when you are focusing so much on yourself, that person, they will eventually start coming back around, because it's almost like an adrenaline, right? It's like a rush. Some people say love is a drug. I don't agree with that. But it's like an adrenaline, like, oh my goodness, this person is leaving. I'm not getting their attention no more. And one of the things that I start understanding is that what people do in one relationship, oftentimes we do it in all relationships. And this time it's so funny because it's the same exact scenario now that's going on. Where is though, as I asked my youngest children, are you in a relationship? And I guess sometimes the children's father, your children's father, he probably don't want to say that he's in a relationship, because he probably still feel as though there's some type of benefits that he can still get, whether it's intimacy or whatever, right? And by him saying that he's in a relationship, is like a fear that is attached to that. Like, oh, I may lose this, I may lose. So all of it to me is like cat and mouse games, right? And I used to play the cat and mouse games, okay? When I was working, I used to play the cat and mouse game, so I'm very familiar with the cat and mouse games, okay? But to the ones that's out there, right? And whether you are playing second, or or you trying to dress up the outside of yourself, and you don't understand, right? You like, oh my goodness, I'm doing all this work on myself, but why do I still keep running into these issues? The reason is, one of the things we have to understand is life is always reflecting back to us exactly how we showing up. And we always have the choice and the ability to choose, how do we want to show up? And what I choose is not to entertain it, not to entertain it. You get the lessons from life, and it's not about you beating yourself up. It's not about you saying, damn, I should have known better, or whatever it is. It's about you getting the lessons and saying, you know what? I don't deserve to be treated like that. And I don't like the way it feels. Okay? I am worthy of love. I am enough. Okay? And I do not have to play second, third, fourth, fifth, or whatever. Because if they are doing it to you, okay, if you and that person broke up, and they are circling back around, and they now in this new relationship, chances is they did that while they was with you. Okay, and that's just the truth, right? Because one of the things that I know to be true is, and this person actually told me, he said, what I do in one relationships, I do in all. What people tend to do in one relationship, they do it in all relationships, until they decide that they sick and tired of getting whatever life is showing them back in return. So you got to say to yourself, am I going to settle for this? Because suppose you settle for that, and you can have someone that is going to adore you. someone that is going to love you, someone that is going to honor you, someone that is going to be loyal to you, someone that is going to keep you up at night laughing, laughing so hard your damn stomach hurt. Someone that is going to treat you like a queen. Someone that is respectable. Someone that is willing to master themselves. Only if you are being patient. Because this is the truth of the matter. See, if you do the work on yourself, in the words of Jim Rohn, and one of the things he said work harder on your job. But in this analysis, if you work harder on you than trying to be in a relationship, I guarantee you your next relationship is going to be your best. And with that being said, I love you guys. Transparency moment. Peace.